What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing, and today I'm going to be predicting the outcome of Shakur Stevenson versus Jeremiah Nakathila, and this is going to be a 12-rounder for the Interim WBO Super-Featherweight World Championship, and this fight is going to be Saturday, June 12th, from the Virgin Hotels in Las Vegas, Nevada, and this fight is going to be broadcasted on ESPN, ESPN Plus, or on the ESPN app. And to get both fighters, Shakur Stevenson fighting out of the United States, he holds a record of 15 wins, no defeats, with 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He's currently ranked number 8 by BoxRec in the super featherweight division. He's an Olympic silver medalist, and he's the former WBO featherweight world champion. Some of his best victories come over Christopher Diaz via unanimous decision. He's also defeated Joey Gonzalez via unanimous decision for the vacant WBO featherweight world title. He was not able to defend that title, but he did move up to a super featherweight when he won that featherweight belt, and then he was on the first ever boxing card since the coronavirus pandemic. Well, it was the first major one, and he defeated Felix Caraballo via 6-round knockout. That was a good victory there. And then most recently, he did beat Toga Conclari via shutout unanimous decision in December of 2020. In my opinion, Shakur Stevenson is one of the best young fighters in the game right now. He has some great defense. He's very, very slick and speedy. But to get into his opponent's resume, Jeremiah Nakathila, fighting out of Namibia, he holds a record of 21 wins, 1 defeat with 17 big wins coming by way of knockout. He's currently ranked number 14 by BoxRec in the super featherweight division. His one lone defeat comes via majority decision to Evgeny Chuprakov, and that was years ago. And since then, he has bounced back, getting victories over Patrick O'Quine, Zoltan Kovacs, Peter Panembi, and that was for the WBO Global super featherweight world title. And since then, he's defended that belt against Emmanuel Amos, winning via knockout. In my opinion, this fight is going to be one-sided in favor of Shakur Stevenson. I mean, as you notice, most of Shakur Stevenson's victories come via unanimous decision, but when you really look at those victories, they're pure dominance. I mean, he wins almost every single round against those opponents. Christopher Diaz, a world-level opponent at featherweight, he defeated with ease. Arguably won every single round. I believe the judges scored it 9 rounds to 1, all 3, if not 8 rounds to 2, but I believe the unofficial scorecards were 190 in favor of Shakur Stevenson. Toga Conclari, another opponent with 30 victories, I believe it was, or 30 fights in total. Shakur Stevenson dominated him and won every single round in all 3 judges' scorecards. Joey Gonzalez, another world-level opponent at featherweight, who also, obviously, that's where Shakur Stevenson won the belt from. He was a world-level opponent, as I said before. Shakur Stevenson dominated him, and all 3 judges' scorecards scored 11 rounds to 1 in favor of Stevenson. I mean, his defense is too good, and he's a very, very good counterpuncher, as well as a very good southpaw. I mean, southpaws usually cause fighters problems, but this southpaw especially causes his opponents issues. I mean, Shakur Stevenson, in the next few years, I could see him becoming 2-weight, if not 3-weight world champion. I mean, he's fighting for an interim title here, not really a full world title, but I could definitely see, if he wins this fight, which he most likely will, him taking on Jamel Herring for the full WBO title at super featherweight, and then he could become a 2-weight world champ. But he first obviously has to get past Jeremiah Nakathila. I mean, Nakathila, as I mentioned before, he's a top 15 opponent. He's ranked number 14 by BoxRec. This would be a good victory for Stevenson. Even though most people haven't heard of Nakathila, I've seen how he fights. He is very, very powerful, but I don't really think he's going to be able to hit Shakur Stevenson because his defense is so good, as I mentioned before. And I just see Shakur Stevenson boxing very, very well against Nakathila and outboxing him. And I believe the judges will score the bout like 120, 108, or 119, 109, something like that. Similar to all those other major victories. I could just see a dominant, unanimous decision victory for Shakur Stevenson. He's the better boxer here. He's fought better opponents at the higher level. And you got to remember, Jeremiah Nakathila hasn't fought out of his native Namibia in so many years. His one-win defeat came in Russia against Chuprakov, as I mentioned before, and that was years ago. So he hasn't really been to the U.S. ever, and especially fought a world-class opponent like Shakur Stevenson. Therefore, as I said before, I'm picking Shakur Stevenson to win this fight via dominant and wide unanimous decision. And I can envision the judges scoring this bout 120, 108 twice, or 119, 109 once, or the other way around it, like 120, 108 twice, and 119, 109 once. So overall, I believe that Shakur Stevenson will win this interim WBO Super Featherweight World title to get his 16th victory and to pick up a world title at Super Featherweight. And yeah, actually it. on MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.